I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So this is week 2 of Vloguary. It is Tuesday, January 2nd, Monday, January 2nd. Yeah, it's Monday, January 2nd. And here is the progress I made on my exploration station for Monday, January 2nd. So, the purpose of Vloguary is to document my progress throughout the Westknits Hiberknitalong, which this year it's the Aurora Cabin Shawl. And if you haven't watched week 1, I recommend you go do that. But you will see in week 1 that my knitting needles broke, and therefore I currently can't work on my Aurora Cabin Shawl, and so in the process I've decided to, while I wait for my replacements to come, because I did immediately order new ones, I've cast on Exploration Station. So this is as far as I've gotten. So yeah. So after I finish section 1 of Exploration Station, there probably isn't going to be a lot of progress for several months on this project. Just because I do have priorities. I need to finish my Aurora Cabin Shawl, obviously, because that's the whole point of doing Vloguary, so. And then I need to finish my twists and turns, obviously. And then, and this will be something I talk about maybe in a later video, but we have a vacation coming up, me and my family, in April for spring break. And I have just Googled some murals in the area that we'll be staying. And yeah, we'll be going to Dyersville, Tennessee, and Asheville, North Carolina. And so I've Googled some murals in the area. And I'm very excited because I finally found a place to model my Rockefeller, so hopefully it isn't raining, so I can go do that. Found a spot to model my stockinette beginner raglan. And the one other thing I found a spot to model is my painting honeycomb sweater, of which I haven't cast on yet, but I have all the yarn. So after I get my twists and turns and my Aurora Cabin Shawl done, I need to cast on my painting honeycomb sweater because, well, that is coming up real quick. That'll be the first week of April, so yeah. So once I get this final wedge done, then section 1 will be complete. Then I probably won't work on Exploration Station for a while because of that. Other than that, I'm really loving this project. Also, won't work on it for a while because this is not a 40-inch cord. This is a shorter cord. It's what I happen to have because my longer cord is on my Aurora Cabin Shawl, and then I have another longer one that is on my twists and turns. So, yeah. So I didn't have a longer one to put on here. So this was kind of just a filling the gap of time kind of a thing. And honestly, I probably should have just been working on my bubble sweater, but it is what it is. That's what I decided to do. Yeah. So anyways, I should probably stop ranting on about my shawl, and I should probably go to bed because I'm tired. And if you want to get technical, it's past midnight, so it's technically Tuesday the 3rd of January, but I'm still considering it Monday the 2nd because I haven't gone to bed and woken up yet. So hopefully tomorrow, not only will I have Exploration Station progress, but I should probably have some Aurora Cabin Shawl progress because my needle should arrive. So yeah, I will definitely be talking about that tomorrow because Vloguary will be back on track on how it's supposed to be. So yeah. Well, I guess without further ado, I will see you tomorrow. Okay, it is Wednesday, January 4th. And here is my exploration station progress. Hang on, my yarn's a little tangled. Okay, here it is. I got wedge 6 done. So now, all that's left to do before section 1 is complete is 2 more pink rows, and then section 1 will be complete. So, you might notice that I jumped all the way from Monday to Wednesday and I didn't film it all yesterday. Well, I completely forgot to film yesterday, and then it didn't occur to me to film this morning because I knew I wasn't going to have any more progress on my exploration station except for potentially those 2 pink rows, which I want to do before I really put this away. But yesterday, the 3rd of January, Tuesday, my knitting needle replacements arrived. Yay! So they're not my custom ones that are purple, but they're still the same brand and the same size 4. So yeah, and I haven't tried any of the tips from once they are under new ownership because my set was purchased under their old ownership. So yeah, if you want to know more about my needles, watch week 1 because I rant on about how they broke. So then I tell you more about my needles. But yeah, these are just their standard plain ones. So yeah, they're the collage square needles, but they say the sizing on them. So yeah, it might be hard to see on camera. So I gotta sometimes squint to see it in person. But yeah. So I have put some more progress on this shawl yesterday. And so I didn't do anything on Exploration Station whatsoever. I did put a little progress on this on Tuesday, but I only put 3 rows, so it wasn't significant enough to talk about yesterday. I mean, I made sure I finished the wedge first, the yellow wedge number 6. I made sure I finished that first before I picked back up my Aurora cabin shawl. But yeah, I'm probably not going to work on this for a long time now because I have some priorities I need to get done first, but I might try to get those 2 pink rows done because once I get those done, I get to break my yarn and then no yarns will be attached. So yeah, I might do those today or tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, so I've put a lot of progress on this thing. I don't remember what row it was on last time I showed it to you guys, but if you are curious, you can go back to week 1 and double check that. But I have now finished row 49 of section 3. Yep, row 49 of section 3. I did a lot of knitting yesterday. A lot. So yeah, so yeah, I had to stay home yesterday because we had a really bad snowstorm, and it was like at least calf high in snow outside. So lots of things got canceled and we all had to stay home. Couldn't get our cars out of the garage. Not that I drive, I take the bus everywhere, but my dad couldn't get his car out of the garage to go to work. So I've been staying home and getting a lot of knitting done. Also, and I'm not going to tell you what I do for a living or what my job is, but I do have a seasonal job, and so every winter I get furloughed, and so I am on furlough until April. So I get furloughed from the end of December until the beginning of April. So in the next couple months, there might be an uptick in knitting progress until then. Then once I get back to work, then I will not be able to knit quite as much. But I have 2 whole days of the week that I am just at home doing nothing. I also here, let me word this properly. I also don't care to explain what my school program is, but just that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I am at a school program. So that's why I only work 2 days a week, and my job's flexible with that. I can work 5 days a week in the summer. And then in the spring and the fall, they allow me to work just those 2 days, and then in the winter, I'm not working at all. Because my job relies on the ground not being frozen. I'll leave it at that. But, yeah, so you'll probably see a lot more knitting progress until April, and then the progress might slow down a little, but I still knit a lot, even when I do work. The summer is where it slows down the least, where it slows down the most with my knitting progress, because I'm working 5 days a week. And so that's why I waited till fall to start my podcast, and my podcast probably will not be as exciting in the summer, but I'll still do them if I can. But yeah, so this is my progress, row 49 of section 3. I'm blabbering on too much about how I'm able to get all this progress done so quickly. But yeah, so I will see you tomorrow for Thursday, January 5th, and some more progress on my Aurora cabin shawl. Okay, it is Thursday, January 5th, and here's my progress on my Aurora cabin shawl. I have finished row 3 of section 4. So yay, I finished section 3. So yeah, it's a big accomplishment, and now I'm on to an easy part. Once I get section 4 done, then it's back to the same stitch pattern as section 3, which isn't that difficult. It's just a little more complicated than just plain knitting and plain purling. And then after that, then section 6 is another stitch pattern. I forget what it is. And then section 7, we're back to the slip stitch pattern, and then section 8, I believe, is the border, but I could be wrong on that. So yeah, but anyways, so I have finished section 3, and I have now finished row 3 of section 4. So yeah, that's all the progress I made today. Don't really have a whole lot to talk about. So yeah. Anyways, so with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow for more progress. Okay, it is Saturday, the 7th of January, and it is Saturday morning, and I was just too tired last night to film. But I'm going to try to make this quick because we're trying to get out the door to go to my grandma's house. This is my progress for Friday, the 6th of January. I have not knit anything yet today. So I have finished, I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th repeat of the pattern for section 4. So yeah, that's how far I've gotten. And section 4 is using colors C and D. So yeah, I will be back tonight with more progress, but I need to get out the door to go to my grandma's house, so sorry it's short and brief, but I'll see you tonight for more progress. Good evening, it is still Saturday the 7th, and I'm back from my grandma's house. I didn't put a whole lot of progress on my shawl today, but here's the progress I did make. Put a few rows on. I don't exactly remember how many rows I did, but a few, but not a lot, because today I had to help my grandma take down her Christmas tree. It's me and my mom helping my grandma take her Christmas tree down today. And then, yeah, so. Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple other things I was going to mention before I go to bed, which is, first thing, I have an announcement to make. I just found out, I was watching Erin over at Curry on Knits. I subscribe to her YouTube channel. There's several podcasters I watch, and I could get into that in a whole separate video as to who all I watch. But yeah. Anyway, she was showing her acquisitions, and her video just came out today, her most recent episode. And she had just acquired some yarn from Shibui. Her local yarn store had it on sale. Turns out Shibui Knits is going out of business, and I'm very sad about this because I rather like their yarns. I don't have a lot of their yarns. I only have a few. But yeah, I only have a couple skeins of Silk Cloud, and that's it. But I have some yarns from when they did a collab with Mad Tosh. Yeah, Madeline Tosh. And yeah, so I'm really sad that they're going out of business. And so by the time I have my next podcast, you might see some Shibui acquisitions. You might not. It depends upon if I decide to order some or not. Thinking of maybe getting a sweaters quantity of Nest, but I'm not 100% sure. The longer I wait, the less likely I'll be able to. So we'll see if I decide to do that or not. Keeping in mind that I am on furlough from my job until April, like I mentioned earlier a couple days ago. So that's because I have a seasonal job, because I can't work in the winter due to what I do for a living, which I don't care to get into detail about what I do, but yeah, but I don't work during the winter. I only work 3 seasons out of the year, and so I'm currently on furlough, so I don't want to spend all my money at once because I don't currently have an income until April. So we'll see if I decide to order any Shibui, but I just want to let you guys know that Shibui Knits is going out of business, and so yeah, this is pretty much your last chance to buy their yarns. Yeah. The other thing I was going to mention is what I'm wearing, just because you guys probably haven't seen this in the podcast. And I've been kind of sort of messing around with the idea of doing a video of everything I knit in 2022. It's just that everything is in various different places in the house currently, and so it'll take a minute for me to gather that all together, and then it'll probably take several days to film, because I will have to obviously keep changing my outfit every time I show off another item. So yeah. And so how it'll probably work is I'll probably film all the different ones that use one pair of pants, and then I'll change my pants and then do the next set of items and whatnot. And there's probably some things that I've misplaced to the point where I gotta actually look for them. And yeah, so it might be a while before that comes out, but I'm gonna maybe try to do an everything I knit in 2022 video. This sweater will indeed be in that video because I knit this back in February of 2022. This was the second thing I knit in 2022, right after the Hiberknitalong was done. So I knit this right after last year's Vloguary was over, after I finished my cable trellis shawl. This is also, you might recognize this sweater because of the photos I put on the photos I have of me modeling a few things from a few days ago, which go watch week 1 if you haven't seen that. This was one of the things I modeled that day, was New Year's Eve that I modeled some stuff. Yeah, anyways, this is Pritchard by Christina Dene, and I knit it using Lion Brand Little Bit of Everything in the color Black Cherry, and I ordered this yarn from Joann's. So here is what the yarn looks like. Yeah, I thought this was really interesting, so yeah. So this is, yeah, I don't have the label with me. Somewhere's in here, but I don't know where it went. So, but Lion Brand, Little Bit of Everything. I don't remember the percentages, but it's a blend of cotton, acrylic, wool, and alpaca, I believe. Cotton, acrylic, wool, and alpaca, I think. But yeah, I have this obsession with buying like the most quirkiest, most novelty yarns. Not the most novelty yarns, but like yarns that are relatively like a regular thickness, but have like interesting texture to them, or you know, have an interesting like dye to them or whatever. And then I like just making the absolute most basic sweaters. So yeah. So that is what I like doing. So yeah, that is my Pritchard sweater by Christina Dene. You guys will see it in more detail when I do that, everything I did in 2022 video. Most people post that video at the end of December, beginning of January. I'm a little late on it because I've been lazy, and yeah. So anyways, I've been rambling on about stuff. So let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that video, because I will do it if you want. And if you guys could care less, I might still do it anyways, but we'll see. But I might be more motivated to do it if you guys want to actually see it, because there'll be things I haven't shown off on my podcast in that video, because I started my podcast back in October. So yeah, anyways, that's really all I have to show. Again, here's my progress for today. I'm still on section 4, so that's all I have to say for now. So I will see you again tomorrow for more progress. There's a chance I could get section 4 done tomorrow. There's a chance I might still be on section 4, but yeah. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it is Monday the 9th of January, and it is Monday morning. I have not made any progress yet today. I didn't film last night because I stayed up kind of late knitting, and so I was really tired. But I finished section 4. So section 4 is finished. I have not started section 5 yet. But basically, I have somewheres to be this morning, and I knew that I couldn't just take a picture of the completed section 4 before starting section 5 if I waited till this morning to finish section 4. Because I'd probably finish section 4 on the bus, because I take the bus to get places. I take the city bus places, and so I didn't want to finish section 4 on the city bus. So I finished it last night, which meant that I'm really tired this morning, but is what it is. So I'm going to start section 5 today. But at least I've got a photo taken and put on the Share Your Progress thread on the Hiberknitalong Ravelry group. So yeah, but I finished section 4. So I'll be back tonight for more progress, and I'll tell you tonight about what I'm wearing. But yeah, so since I showed you Sunday's progress, because I haven't made any progress yet for Monday the 9th, this is technically my progress for Sunday the 8th. I'm just showing you on Monday the 9th, the morning of. So, since I've shown you Sunday's progress, that concludes week 2 of Vloguary. So tonight's progress will start week 3 of Vloguary. So, I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you next time for week 3 of Vloguary.